Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the WiX Online Meeting 297, July 16th, 2025. We're like cruising through the halfway point of the year. I guess we're kind of past that, but just over the top. It is hot, hot, hot here, and my AC has broken. So I'm going to be running this without the lights. Fortunately, you guys don't get to see me on this one. That's for the Deployment Dojo, which, if you're looking in chat, we've been talking about the Deployment Dojo show this last week because it was fun. All right, these meetings are recorded for those of you that aren't with us right here, right now. We're going to keep the agenda short because, like I said, it's getting hot here, and I'm going to go and try to find a fan that I've turned off all of them so that you can actually hear me on this microphone. What are we doing? If you're here, say hi. There's a few of you out here. There's a new leaderboard thing in YouTube, which I think is cool. Don't spam it, but ask your questions because you could end up on top, and we'll see who is here. So if you're here, say hi, especially you new people. Zach and Bert have already chimed in, which is great. And we're gonna do triage, and then we'll answer any questions that people have, comments, things people want to talk about here at the end of the call. But let's go ahead and get through the issues that were open in the last month. I almost said week, which is not at all correct. In the last month. Bob, you ready?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. We have 11 to get through today. So, and the first one was assigned to you to think about best behaviors and stuff like that, Bob.
Yeah.
9097. Should we dig
It
into
was.
that?
Go ahead. I did, unfortunately, come to a conclusion.
You came to a conclusion. I really like the all right. I really like the number here, 9097. I think I said that. I'd really like to default to the always using the first unnamed bind path because it's a common use case. But yeah, first unnamed bind path is not defined. It might change. Yep. Ordering project references, and who knows if those will always stay in the right order, yada, yada, yada. So, been reluctantly forced to conclude that the least worst option is to always default to relative path as relative to the source file. That's always valid, and behavior does not change based on external changes. Yeah, I think that's correct.
The unfortunate part is it's less useful. I
It
think
is.
way less useful.
It is way
But
less useful.
it is what it is. So,
We're going to have to update the doc with this, aren't we?
well, and the code.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I assumed anything we did here was going to change the code, but I guess maybe not. But yeah.
Yeah. This will be, this will get a tag somehow as a breaking change. And,
Yeah. Breaking behavior change with a small fix. Hopefully a small fix for people. But hey, more people learn about bind paths, which are a good thing to learn. All right.
True.
I figured this is where we're going to end up. Have you considered treating project bind paths differently from unnamed bind paths? How would we do that?
Well, actually, we already have project bind paths.
Yeah, you get both. You get both unnamed
reference,
and named at the same time.
Right.
So it just means that files will not use unnamed bind paths at all in the end.
Yeah, part of the problem is that the magic stuff that comes from project references, even the parts that are documented, it's magic, right? They just come in.
Yeah.
And that was the cause of one of the bugs in WiX 6.0.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily what you're expecting.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's great, but it's not exactly what you're expecting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great when you expect it, and when you don't, then it's completely baffling. Like, it worked a minute ago. What happened? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. 9099. How to create MSP using patch creation in WiX v6. You don't. You use the patch element. Correct. Unable to create package. I guess we could fail sooner.
Yeah, that's fair. It does pass the compiler.
Yeah. So, all right, give this to me and I'll clean up that bit. But yeah.
All right.
Patch creation is ancient, old, and WiX patching is way cooler, better. All right, 9112. Directory search ID is required. Bob? IDs. Oh, almost always optional. Oh, it's not?
Correct.
No, okay. But and there isn't a whole lot to seed and ID. Okay, yeah, but parent path. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
it seems there's enough
okay.
to create a stable ID, but it just struck me because it's like the first time in a long time that I discovered a mandatory ID.
I see. Cool. Uh, can you take this one?
Sure.
I know you've been looking at the app searches for stuff we've been doing at Fire Giant, so there we
That is
go.
true. You might.
9113. Read only target MSI throws confusing message. Oh. Yeah, all right, I'll take this. I have another issue. Yeah, this is down with the playing around with the Wix native and having that. Okay, yeah, I'll take this one. There's a
Okay.
couple in this area that I think I hopefully will drop in and sweep up, 2 or 3 bugs all at the same time. All right, 9913. I will take that in 7. 9114. Directory search and file search complain but succeed when given a path, a long file name. 8.3 name. When a relative, you can include a long file name and a short name by separating the short and long names of the vertical bar. Okay.
You can.
It's not
Elsewhere, it's
required, but you can.
required. Yeah.
Right. And if you don't, you get a warning in the MSI log.
Yeah. Sorry, that's the excerpt at the top there.
Okay. Interesting. And if you have a short file name, then that message would not show up in the log.
Right.
It's easy enough to generate them. They can be generated at the very back end of the output IR to tables. So we do that in a few other places. Just requires some testing.
Yeah, I don't know. This is one of the app search things you mentioned, where the SDK normally the SDK does a much better job of setting out requirements.
SDK doesn't
And
understand app search either, though. So
well, there's something to be said for that. Um, yeah, so it's not clear to me that it would be the right thing to do to add the short file name pair. I don't know. Again, this is
it says you
you
can, though. So I would say
yeah,
we should, as long as it doesn't hurt anything, just to get rid of the warnings given the other people's
sure.
stuff. And lessen the log is generally good. But I don't want to do the work.
Yeah, I don't know. I waffle on this one. Just because it also works. It'd be one thing if it was a warning and then the app search didn't succeed, but
Yeah, and it's not like the whatchamacallit, the shortcut property table where if you don't give it something it understands, it throws up a warning. User, something might have happened. You don't understand.
oh, right.
Okay, and you're like, okay, and then it continues. This is just a silent message in a log file. Yeah, we could put it up for grabs too if someone wants to go, dig in. I mean, it's like, hey, go look at these log files, figure these things out. It's an option too.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, light lift if someone wants to pick that one up. 9115. Pipe has been ended when writing the path longer than 255 max path. This is the problem with. Is this another Wix native thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take this one too. I'll look at it. I just need to tighten up the handling around the Wix native thing. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. I'll take a look at that. I just want to tighten up that interaction there. 9116 x64 bundle from WiX 4 cannot see an x86 bundle. That's true. A 64-bit bundle probably cannot see a 32-bit bundle. Should it?
Right. That's the question.
It would be nice if it did. Does the Windows installer see them both? It probably does.
Well, yeah. Well, sorry, Windows install ARP does both. I don't actually know about Windows installer because so much of its internal data is stored in HKCR.
I don't think you have to set the architecture. I don't think the architecture has to be the same for the upgrade code to find them. Oh, it's because they don't use ARP anyway. That's why.
Right. Yeah, that's all the HKCR stuff.
So would the fix be to duplicate it?
So first question is there any reason not to do it?
To not duplicate it? Oh, to not. No, I think that I don't think it should. Well, I mean, no, I don't think installing a 32-bit and a 64-bit bundle with the same upgrade code and expect that to work is normal.
Well, I'm thinking more basic. What happens with WiX 3? At a certain point, we're assuming that the related bundle logic is sound across these versions, across platforms.
Yeah, for detecting it is. And then it just launches the bundle with a command line and goes from there.
And I guess there's the paths. I was also thinking, like, is there a scenario where a 32-bit bundle could not access a 64-bit spot in the file system, for example?
No, because we didn't put it in a virtualized folder.
Right.
If it was in program files folder, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
But we didn't put it in program files folder, so it's not a problem there.
Yeah. The only other question I have is, if this comes in WiX 7, doesn't matter a whole lot for WiX 3. But it would still be an issue for, if you upgraded your bundle from 32-bit to 64-bit, this would still be a thing. So
Correct.
Even for WiX 5.
Or ARM, if that ever is a thing.
32-bit ARM will not be, so.
No, you have an x86 bundle on ARM, and then you go pure ARM bundle. They would have the same thing, right?
If you install the x86 bundle on an ARM64 machine, yeah, Windows 10 only emulates x86.
Right. So that would work.
So
I mean, that would hit.
Still, yeah.
Problem is, I think 64-bit burn has to look in two locations as well then. Because it has to look for 32-bit bundles during its upgrade sweep as well.
Yeah, I vaguely recall this being an issue during WiX 4, so it probably already does.
Oh, I see. So it's only so it's WiX 3. Then probably the right thing to do is probably to set it up for both. Yeah. It's probably the right thing to do. Up for grabs?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't think it needs a whip, but I think it's pretty straightforward to do that. And then if anything pops up, then it'll be interesting to talk about that. All right, 9118. Bundle cannot start if UAC is disabled. What? Due to wrong elevation mode. Fully disable UAC. and create a user, add them to not admins. Log in, try to run the bundle. All right, so create a non-admin user, disable UAC, and you want that user to be able to install. But then we probably ACL the folder so they can't get into it because we only made it available to admins.
Well, we don't ACL it.
Really?
Yeah, but we default.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Well, okay, so there is a related pull request from the same user,
Yeah.
and that pull request. Well, so I'm very confused. Um, according to the pull request, our user is elevated code says that when UAC is disabled, a standard user is elevated. And I'm not sure how that is supposed to work.
Yeah, so if UAC is disabled, then we say that the user is enabled, or that UAC is enabled, or that the user has enabled. And it looks like we're putting in Windows temp.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So this is disable UAC. And they sent a pull request for this. Oh, there's code here. Yeah, onproc elevated. OS could run privileged. That doesn't sound familiar, but okay.
It is. It is indeed.
Okay, then it's one of those other ones. Oh, if it fails, elevated is false. Okay. Oh, process elevated. So to detect that the process is elevated, check if we could run privileged.
But the code at the bottom, after, well, the code that is omitted,
Yeah.
Checks the token explicitly for elevation.
Yeah.
So it's not clear to me that this is the actual problem.
Yeah.
There was another case of this where Burn doesn't give up, right? If it detects that you don't have permission. And what we said before was, well, your bundle should detect that to get a better, error message. Because this is the engine doesn't show you why, right? So I agree there's something going on here because it chose Windows temp, but it's not clear to me that this is anything more than Burn should let the BA show a message saying, "Hey, you need permission."
It can't get there though. It's making a decision to make it a system bundle, and it can't get there.
Right. No. Sorry, I understand that, and that I think needs investigation.
Yeah.
The rest of it is okay. What if you have a bundle that requires elevated privileges? What is Burn supposed to do with it?
I don't trust. This is important. Give this to me. I'll look at it.
Okay.
This is way too important to just
Yeah.
willy-nilly just say, yeah, just do this. I'm like, nah.
Right.
And just adding a block of this doesn't feel right at all, especially not at this low level at proc elevated. Okay. I'll dig into that. I don't know when I'll dig into that.
That was my inclination as well. So,
but that's a whole lot of sketch going on there. All right. 9120 invalid file search min max date values result in an exception. Fine. We're validating a date and those values are not allowed. Wait, a date
Yes.
before 1980 isn't allowed?
Yeah. They squeeze dates into 16 bits, I think.
Ugh,
So hey, Windows 9X
I know.
had to save those bits.
Yeah, had to fit on a floppy. Um,
Or many.
all right. How about you take this? This is still app search. I don't want to start this.
Damn it. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. 9130. When authoring patches using files in WiX 6, you get an error. Wow, that's a. When authoring a patch, you get an error. Okay, great. Old versions created with WiX 3. Oh, yeah, this. Don't do
There you go.
this. Yep, that was easy. Don't do this. Patching is way too sensitive. You can't jump across major versions like this and patch. It's just not, especially not from 3 to 6. That's way too big, I think. Yeah, no. Code pages out do not match. Yeah, you could set the pages to match. Location of the code page. Yeah, okay. And then they change the key path. You can't do that. Yeah, so they could do it by hand. They have to go handle these errors because the defaults in WiX 6 changed from WiX 3. Yeah, nope, nope. That is, yeah, that's true. That's much harder to. Can you do it? Yes. If you're very, 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 very careful, you might be able to do it. You also might hit things that make it really not. Well, I don't know. You probably can get around pretty much everything, but you might end up
Maybe.
explicitly listing every single ID that was
Yeah.
generated for
Oh, at
you
least.
before. So
Definitely the IDs.
yeah, it'd be a lot of work. Anyway, doesn't work. That does not work. Um,
We skipped 9104, I believe,
Oh, 910. Oh, did I
partially, which
refresh? Okay, that's weird. 9104. Related patch bundle with MSP patch doesn't uninstall when parent bundle is uninstalled. Oh no, that's a bummer. Install base bundle and then a patch bundle. Why do we put two install bundles in one step? Anyway, I assume it's install base bundle, install patch bundle, uninstall base bundle, and the patch is not being removed because the uninstall is skipped. Why? Okay. Okay. Yeah, you have to reproduce this and have a log file, so and dig deep into it. Yeah, I can go for grabs. It's supposed to. It's supposed to do that. Wait, milestone. Wait, how's this in milestone 7 already?
sorry, I assigned it to myself accidentally,
Oh,
off by one error.
so it wasn't just me. GitHub did shift. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not interested in debugging into that right now, but yeah, it should work. So someone could grab it, get the log files, create a test for it, all those fun things. I'm surprised there's not a test for that already.
There might be one, not necessarily a runtime test though.
I mean, I'm surprised there's not a runtime test for that because that needs a runtime test to really catch it.
Yeah,
So,
agreed.
um, I just read this: how to create an MSP using the patch creation property. I think they mean element, but yeah. All right, cool. That's triage for today. Yes, we will do a backlog of things like that, but we're gonna call it good. It's already been the half hour here, so I think we will shift back to where we were and see if anybody has questions. I didn't update the date in the slide. People want to watch me update the slide real quick? Actually, I'll go back to it. Stare at the trash for a little bit. I'm going to fix the slide real quick. I need to look at the date. We will be back on the third Wednesday of August at the same time, which is. Oh, I think that's my half birthday. Well, that'll be fun, won't it? Yeah. So things people want to talk about, stuff going on out there, things like that. August 20th, which is a month from now, but there's an extra Wednesday in there, as Bob pointed out to me. There's a fifth Wednesday in July. There are no plans on the fifth Wednesday of July. Like no thing. It's like we take it all off. There's no media coming out. Next Wednesday, the replay of the Deployment Dojo show comes out from the beginning of the month, and that one was all on imports, and it was pretty fun. And yeah, that's all I've got right now. Got plenty of stuff going on in the world around, and it's crazy hot here already. So, if anybody has anything else, if not, then I think we're good here. Bob, you good?
Uh, uh, no, but we don't need to talk about my problems.
All right, no therapy session for Bob today. All right,
Nope.
Zach, Bert, thanks for hanging out. Everybody else that was hanging out and watching with us very quietly, you can, of course, do roll call at any time. So say hi if you're here right as the meeting is ending. That seems somehow appropriate as well. We'll be back in a month, August 20th, and we'll do this again. And I hope if things are moving smoothly and it's not so super hot, then we will move into digging into some of those older issues and start cleaning up the backlog. Until then, you guys take it easy. Bye.
Bye.